Hello everybody! Welcome to a interesting game that we have stumbled upon. It is called Drop Duchy. It is a Tetris Roguelite. I'm actually hanging out with Twitch right now. We're in the middle of a subathon, so I'm recording it, and you have my camera, because normally I don't put camera on my YouTube videos. So apologies, you have to look at my ugly mug, so we do on my Twitch stream. Let's hop into this. This is a Tetris Roguelite. It is a fantastic game. I have fallen in love with it, and I wanted to showcase it before I stop playing it, because eventually I will at some point. Just what I do. I jump between a lot of games. We actually just had Mitchie drop 5 subs on the stream, so this video is dedicated to him. Thank you, Mitchie. Let's hop in. So we are going to start a brand new run, and I'm going to walk you guys through it. Here we go. We have a couple of things available to us. This is a roguelite. You can unlock things. I only have the duchy right now, and it starts with a couple of things in general. I have a farm, I have a watchtower, I have a wood clear, and I have a garden. It's a lot of information being thrown at you, but don't worry. I'm going to walk you through it. How'd you hear about this game? This game was actually SDS by one of my viewers, Serpico, and Afrobuck is the one that brought it up. So, it is very similar to Slay the Spire. You're going to drop in, you're going to have a map, and you're going to have a destination. You're going to try and get to the end and fight a boss. That's the game, right? Super easy, super fun. You have a skill tree over here on the far left that you can unlock new items. I'm in the middle of doing that, but we're not going to do that for this run. Let's just go to the peaceful region right now. And my first goal when I start a run is to start building up resources. It's what I want to do. It's what I need to do. And luckily for us, we have a couple of really good options. We have a farm, watchtower, and a wood clear. There are going to be 12 plain tiles, and there are going to be 4 trees dropping down. Let's play. Now, when you jump in, what's great about this game is Tetris can be a little stressful for some people. You can take your time. Go slow as you want, go as fast as you want, build as you want. You have the typical things of rotating your stuff, which really doesn't matter here because it's a square. And when you rotate a square, it becomes more squarey. We're going to go ahead and reserve this for later on because I enjoy having these. And then we're going to start building out our little deck here, right? Gonna throw some things down, and we find our first major item in our reserves here on the far left. You can see I have the wood clear, which is gonna be good for clearing out wood, obviously. So we should set up for that. Let's go ahead and build out a plane here on the far left. Perfect. And I think what I'm gonna do here is I think I want to start building up some space for this guy. So let's go ahead and build this down. Now, when you do Tetris, you'll get a full land of resources. I'm getting wheat and some logs here. We're going to throw our farm. Excuse me, what was that? That was my woodcutter. We're going to throw our farm right there. Oh my god, I'm screwing up. I'm hitting the button. That whole thing is ruined. It's ruined. Fuck it. Fuck it. I don't know why I'm choking right now. Let's put a farm down. Now, what a farm will do is take plains and turn them into wheat. I know, GG. I screwed up a line already. Absolute failure on my side here. Let's put this away. Let's go ahead and grab these trees. We're gonna put these here in the corner. Let them build up and keep building around this little farm here. They continue to turn into wheat. We get a line explored. Fill that out. And all of this is to make sure that I can build stronger later on. I don't like that option. What do I have? I guess we'll go with this for now. We'll plug that down. Now, we do see a watchtower coming on the far left here that I can utilize. So I'm going to try to build up for that. Here we go. Let's put this down. Perfect. Okay, put our watcher down here. Now, this watcher is going to build an army around him. He's going to do that with the plains and the wheat here. It builds up to 33. We will use this later on. It's not important right now because I'm trying to build up resources, but it's something for me to bring up because you're going to see it later on. And there are going to be moments when they are important. Looks like I can't really fill out any other lines here, sadly. Let me see. Yeah, I can't really do too much. Let's go ahead and just close this out. Bam. I got one line explored. And with it all said and done, our first level, we clear it out, and we grab 128 wood and 117 corn. No, we're not going to save scum. I screwed up. I hit up, which automatically slams. I'm getting used to mechanics still. So now we're going to select a card and start building out our deck. Recruit 2 for each 20 gold earned this round. This barracks can be really good if I have water decks coming up, but not huge right now. A siege camp will allow me to garrison, and then if it's range 2, it will eliminate 8 from each enemy group in stage. I've been wanting to play with one of these, so let's go ahead and grab one of these. Nice. We'll toss it into our deck and head over to our guild. The guild will supply us with some more items to build out our decks. Now, we just grabbed military, so we're feeling pretty good about that. And I am not going to lie to you. I really have been enjoying the idea of rivers. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a building that has rivers on it. We have a shipyard, we have a river castle, and we have a watermill, which produces corn for us. So I want to try and make sure that I'm always building things that can, one, sustain me, and two, give me economy. But for now, I don't have many ways to build up an army yet. So let's go ahead and go for a river castle. We'll put that in the deck, and we'll see if we can build that later on. So now we have a gold depot, a wood depot, or a food depot. Currently, we are very low on money, $33, and I don't have much currency, but let's go look ahead of us and see what we can do. We have a tree, and we have water on the far left. And we have a hostile region with trees, plants, and a little bit of water, too. Now, here's the thing that you have to decide upon. If you are playing through this map, whenever you are going through a hostile region, if you do fight them, you will be able to make sure the boss doesn't get stronger. However, if you avoid any fights that are on your way, the boss will get plus 10 damage or units later on, right? So you got to kind of make that decision. We're going to go ahead and go for a fight here. So I'm going to go for the wood. Where do I want gold? Let's go for the farm. We'll come to the farm here. I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of life and get 400 farm. Now, what do I do with these resources? Now I can upgrade based on what is available to me. I can do wood. Let's go ahead and go for an upgrade. We'll upgrade that for 150. So now we'll have a range of 3, and it will clear out forest for me and turn that into plains. We also have a passive that's built into my deck that I unlocked earlier. Your buildings are going to turn one random adjacent plane into a field when placed. So that's just passively happening while I'm playing. Let's go ahead and commit to wood. We want to get our wood up. I'm going to go ahead and drop 200 here on that, and then head into the hostile region. Now here, I can also spend some wheat to unlock a few more slots, which I'm going to utilize here. Let's go and unlock everything. We now have a siege camp, and we have the river castle in my deck. And it looks like I can get to a maximum of what, 8 here? I've yet to do 8. I've only been around like 6 or 7, but we'll see how that unfolds. Now, we do know there are 6 trees, there are 6 plains, and 4 rivers here. So let's ready up. So when it comes to our rivers, I gotta make sure I have everything nice and combined into an area. So I'm probably gonna try and save those. Let's build that up. Immediately, we see we got some trees going on here. Let's go ahead and reserve our water until we can find more of them to slot up together. I could build that into there. But I think what I'm going to do is instead build this here. Perfect. Okay, so this is our enemy's military. This is where they start to introduce things to you that you got to be aware of. The enemy, when you place it, also will benefit from your land. So you want to position it in areas where you can make sure it doesn't get too strong. I'm going to keep this away from forest. Put her over here in the corner, just like that. We have our wood clear. Range 3 turns each forest into a plain and gain 12. I'm going to go ahead and just put this right here on the top. Bam. Right there. That way I can build around it and try to keep the woods growing around it. We have found our river castle, which is a good thing for us, which means I can now go ahead and plant this in, which I'm going to try and T-spin this. Let's see if I can do that. I actually don't know how to T-spin it into here. Can I? Does anyone know? That's not what I like to do, but alright. That's the best I can do. Garrison, we don't have to load if we don't want to, because we are going to have to fight them later on. Let's go ahead and do this. Slot this in right there. Trying to make room for my water passageways soon that I'm wanting to build up. Let's pop that down. Water over here on the far right. Okay. So, I want to make sure I have my water building up here on the far right as much as I can. This is a watchtower. Recruit 2 archers for every grass you have and the corn that you set up. So we need to find our farm before we put this down. Let's go ahead and move to our mercenary camp. And we see our first major thing coming in here, which is going to be an L, which I want to put on top of this. This is a no-touch territory for me. Let's go ahead and put this over here on the far left. Slot that down. Let's keep building up where we can. Here we can slot this bad boy in. Right there. That will clean that up into logs for me. And we'll keep our water building up. Okay. Now, the cool thing about water is when you're building on top of it, they will naturally just flow together, which feels really nice. Okay, so we found our farm. Let's go ahead and put our watchtower right here for now. There we go. That'll turn that into a cornfield thanks to that one pass we had available to us. I don't know what my next water tile is going to be, so I'm afraid to use this area right now, right? Ranger base I can throw down. If I have it next to plants, however, that will be a negative for me. Let's go ahead and put this right here to avoid said plants, maybe? Maybe not. I might have to just take an L in this scenario. I kind of want to have my farm clearing out this area, but I need to find my next water tile before I commit. Let's put it right here. Let's leave it there. Oh, do know if you go above the Tetris location, you will find that the game will end right away and you'll have to go into a fight, so be aware of that. Okay, so now we have a garrison. It eliminates 8 from an enemy group in range. I could put it over here on the far left, which would be nice. Right there, and that would help out, but it's going to fit in weirdly, right? So, we can also move into this. Maybe I commit to this and put a garrison on top of it. I'm going to do that so it fits nicely. Let's do that. Ah, finally, we see the water that's going to be coming towards us, which we're going to need to utilize. I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. Perfect. Slot that down. And then we're going to throw this wood right here on top. Okay. That connects those. Water over here. Let's then combine those together, give me all the resources. And then we're going to take our siege camp and fit it right over here. Bam. Okay, so that will nullify them on the far left, make them weaker, which is obviously good for us. We like that. We have a little bit more planes coming in. And we have one more water, which I want to make sure I have in. So, let's do it this way. We'll go that way. Let that turn into corn. Bring our water down. Feed that up. There we go. So that'll make a military for me. That does have a minimal amount of water you have to have, 14 together. So we combine those together. I need to stop making these plants. Making them stronger, which is a bit of a problem. Okay, so here we go, into battle. There is a combat triangle that is available in this game. And of course, you would like to do your best to abide by it. For instance here, we want to kill off their archers. The best way to do that is with swords. Swords actually beat archers in combat, so we are going to do that now. We'll come here and fight that. And then we'll fight this. Try to weaken them as much as we can. We then will head to axes, have the axes kill this, and then we'll pick up our archers and see where we're at from there. It will follow this line of progression. You get to choose everything, so make sure to think about that. It's stuff that you have to consider. We get a 50% increase against archers whenever we're using swordmen. And then whenever we have our axes come in, they will destroy the people with swords. And then we get 31 extra units left over, which translates into gold. So you can start to see the resources that you have to manage while you're playing the game. Pretty cool, right? I enjoy water like crazy, and this water is going to start building into gold for me. So let's do a river build. The River King, for those that have been watching our Dark Souls playthrough. So, we go straight into our trading fair. Here, this will trade out resources that you have available to you. I do believe, from what I have seen, they don't offer you things that you can't trade. They only offer you things that you can afford, which is nice. Here, I would recommend spending your gold. Gold is pretty much only used for this and military buildings, which our military buildings are looking pretty good right now. And we're going to start printing money with our rivers. So let's grab some corn. We now have a wood depot, a food depot, or a gold depot, but I'm going to make my decision based on what I see available to me. Here we have trees and we have a lot of water available to us. The boss will become stronger if we go that route. Here we have a little bit of everything. And currently, if we look at our build, we don't really have much to handle trees. So I'm actually going to go for the hostile region here. And while I would like to have more water, I don't really have to force the issue. We're going to go ahead and go to the gold depot. And we're going to go ahead and cash out, make a trade. I'm going to trade 15 HP. For a little bit more gold, head to the hostile region, and I think I should get one more upgrade before we head out. Okay, so in terms of cards, we have our bridge, which we want to put in. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend my $200 to get my bridge on here to help out. Select that, and then we're gonna see what we can upgrade while we're back here. We can upgrade the bridge, pay that, so that'll give me a little bit more money to mess with later on, and we can also upgrade our garden. So, your buildings turn 3 random adjacent plains into a field when placed. So whenever we put a building down, if we're next to plains, they will turn into wheat. Good for us. Great passive to have. Let's go fight. Okay, so we start with a ranger base. So we definitely want to build around that, and we want to put ourselves in a situation where we're not worried about what they're trying to build up. Let's slot that down. We're gonna move our trees all the way here to the far left, and we're gonna go ahead and buffer this out. I think. Do I want to buffer that out and use this? It's such a valuable piece. I'm gonna go ahead and reserve that one. Cool. So we'll set our water up here. What is my best option? I don't know what's coming in for my water options later on, so I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh, I see an L coming, which means we will want to slot that. I'm trying to think smarter and not harder, you know? I think I might put it right here and then just combine the water right next to it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue building up our woods to the best of our ability. Let's slot that down. There we go. And we'll do our woodcutter, I think, right here. Perfect. So that'll cut all that up, turn it into logs. Any more trees that I add around it will continue to grow. Let's go ahead and bring our water down here. Perfect. Looking great. Now, one thing I didn't talk about in the first round is whenever you do finish a Tetris line, you will get additional resources. I don't know the percentages off my numbers, but the more lines you do, the more resources you get. You get a payout for being fancy. So we're going to try to do that. We get our watchtower here, which is good for corn. I think I'm going to go ahead and hold on to that for now. Maybe not, actually. Let's put that down here. I feel like I can play around with this. Maybe here is best? Maybe there's best. Let's put that there for now. Okay, let's bring that down. Turn into a couple of archers. Let's get rid of our barracks here. Recruit 2 for each 20 earned this round. So, I have to be careful of this building in particular. I will be getting money from my water. Whenever I explore water, I get cash. So, I'm going to go ahead and hide that bad boy. And we're going to go ahead and finish out some lines here. It's not going to be too efficient, but I'll get a couple of lines set up. And you'll see I get a +1 bonus for each. Okay, let's throw our trees down here, continue to let them get cut down. We found our river castle. Wonderful. So we're looking good on our water area at the moment. And you can kind of see, I hope you're starting to see, like, what I'm balancing while I'm playing this game, right? Like, there's a lot of decisions you got to go for, things to consider. You're trying to, like, strategize, but also play with the RNG that's coming your way. I find it incredibly fun to play, and I can't get over this game. I highly recommend it. I'm actually wanting to put my farm right in that location here, so I'm going to put this over here on the far right. Not the best position, but this is going to set me set up for my farm to come in. And I'm going to have this apply here. Bam. So there we go. That'll turn a lot of these into wheat fields. And remember, I get more arrows when I have more wheat fields. 3 per piece, so I now have 37 archers built up. And we continue to build up our water like crazy here on the far right. Okay, let's see here. Let's continue building this. Toss that down. We have a mercenary camp coming up. Mercenary camp is a garrison of just 13. A flat 13. I'm going to shove him in the corner over here. Okay, we combine our water, which will make 15 swordmen. And then we have our siege camp. Garrison range, eliminate 8 people from each enemy group. Okay, so we are not wanting to fight this. But I think it's better than dealing with my barracks that was coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and slot this over here. That'll siege that down. Makes that weaker on 5. And we'll keep finishing our lines out. So resources start trickling in. Can I fit anything in here if I go for that route? I'm not sure. That feels weird. I think I'm pretty much locked in with this one, right? Yeah, there's not much more I can do. Alright, just put that there. Wonderful. If we put this over here on the side, I won't have to worry about that. Do I want to do that? I don't think so. What I'm hoping here is just to finish off this water. But I want to get one more spot out. But I'm not going to get any more resources if I do it, so screw it. Okay, we'll add this. So we have 19 swordsmen and 13 archers, and then 10 heavy axe users. So pretty good commanding lead for us. We'll slot that down and let that finish off. It doesn't really matter too much. And then let's make sure we go for our efficient fight. So sword goes in for archers. We'll have them fight them both. Afterwards, I think we should be good. That should be it. A dominating performance, to be quite frank with you. Build these all up, and that's 52 extra gold in our pockets. Not bad. Okay. Another item offered to us. The river castle continues to grow. Send 8 to each building adjacent to the connected river. So any building that is on my river, it looks like we'll get an extra guard. Interesting. I don't know how good this is. Obtain 5 when exploring a building adjacent to a forest. Let's go ahead and grab the Fluvial Guard. I don't know how good this is. I haven't played it before. But so far, the River King is coming together real well. Sadly, this is where your builds can really fall apart, and you have to be careful and why scouting is so important. Here we have 50% plains and 50% trees, but I've been building into rivers. What do I do? Well, let's go here and find out. So, we can change out our decks as needed. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and remove these things so they are not showing up for us. We don't have to worry about them. Siege Camp, Wood Clear, Watchtower, wonderful. And then we're going to go ahead and upgrade what we do have available to us so we can have a successful play here. Let's go ahead and upgrade our farm. That'll increase its range from 2 to 3 to make more fields. And then we have a level 3 wood clear and level 3 farm. So between those two, we should be okay. We have to be careful on our military. That might be something that is going to hamper us. But luckily, we have a watchtower. We just have to make sure that we put it in a good spot. So let's go fight. Okay. So we want to try and minimize the enemy as much as we can. And of course, we want to put ourselves in a situation where we are maximizing our army. Let's go ahead and salt this guy over here on the far right. It's just a garrison, no major benefits we have to worry about. Let's build that bad boy up. We have our first watchtower available to us already. Not a major concern for me at the moment. Watchtower here we can put on the top. The problem is I haven't found my farm or a woodcutter yet. So putting this down could hamper me in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and hold on to that and instead slot in my plains here on the far right. Just take the less resources to make sure I have a better army. Our farm does finally show up here. Let's go ahead and clear out these two. Now, here's the problem with the farm. I don't have much plains down at the moment. So we need to really find that solution, don't we? Let's go ahead and salt this over here. And continue to build up where we can. I'll go ahead and put this bad boy right there for now. Find our farm. To the farm or the watchtower. I got probably 1 and 2 down. Let's go ahead and throw our watchtower down and put here right in the middle. There's our wood clear. Okay, so now we have a clear objective we can do. Let's start building up some plains here on the far left. Training camp, garrison, 14, send 15 to each military building aligned with it. Okay, so those little triangles that are next to these squares, these triangles each say where if you put a strategic military building, it will give them extra resources. So obviously I want to avoid that. For now, let's go and put our farm right here on the top. We'll toss that in. Okay, that will turn that into corn. Garrison, recruit each for each military building. That's adjacent building. Okay, so let's go ahead and shove that in the corner away from us. And now we're going to go ahead and put our woodcutters right here. Perfect. Allow them to cut down the woods. That will allow my farm to grow crops. Crops are now grown, and that will give us more archers. Okay, things are looking good so far, but can we keep it up? Let's keep building up here on the far right. We do see a siege camp coming in next. Although I don't know if I can fit it quite in there. I feel like that'll be really bad. Let's go ahead and drop this here, I think. That should be good enough. Drop that there. He'll cut one of those, turn that into corn for us. And then clearly I want to try and get this fit in here, but I can't quite do it. And the spacing isn't looking good in general. Let's go ahead and drop this guy right here on top. We'll go ahead and let him siege him down the right. Oh, but putting him there actually gave him military. That was a bit of a blunder for me. Okay, let's see if we can try and fit ourselves in here. We're going to miss a line, but that's okay. I think it's the best we can do with what is available to us. Okay, for now, let's go ahead and continue trying to build up as many archers as we can. We want to make sure that we can walk out of this unscathed. There we go. And then we just want to try and milk our resources to the best of our ability. So we'll build them out. There we go. Slot that in there. And we're done. Cool. So now we fight. We have 31 archers. The problem is that archers actually get beat pretty heavily by swords. Luckily for us, there are no swords on the field. So we're going to go ahead and take our archers and fight this here. Head here, and then have the rest come to the axe. Let's fight. Trade for 9, plus 19. We get some gold, and life is looking good for us. Okay, so Rory resources overall are looking pretty solid. 471 gold, 325, and some corn. We have Alarm Tower. Recruit 10 for each enemy military building aligned with it. So this is like a way if you have a lot of military things that are popping up, you can kind of like tattle on them and get your own damage. And you know what? We kind of need to build our army up. So let's go ahead and do that. I think we saw there that it was actually quite hard for us to build an army because we have a lot of production facilities unless there's water. So we're heading to the trading fair. I may want to just go ahead and build into corn here. Let's see what we need for our upgrades. Can I look? In terms of upgrades, a lot of my stuff is actually pretty expensive in regards to logs, but the problem is I only have one upgrade available here on these for both resources. So I need to find something that I can spend my points in that I can get value on for this trade here. So 1 second, let me look at some math here. I think our best option is corn. Yeah, let's get corn. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and trade our money for corn here. 575 is coming in, and now we're at the final boss. Let's go ahead and click it. So the final boss has 6 trees, 6 plains, and 5 water. So now we certainly can mix our water in if we would like to. We want to do our river caster. We want to do our bridge. And we can spend some money here, but let's do some upgrades first and see what we got. Sin shield buildings connected to the river. I wanted to try this out really badly, so let's try and do that. Let's upgrade this bad boy. Send 12 resources to each building adjacent to a connected river. Okay, so we have our first upgrade. And it looks like it's the only upgrade we can go for, actually. But we can unlock some more points. Let's get our alarm tower and our guard in the mix. So now we have our River King situation set up. We have siege camp, wood clear, watchtower, and a farm. So we're looking okay. Now, this is a boss fight. The boss fight is kind of fascinating. You need to build up your forces while also trying to avoid the wall here. The wall will slowly grow as you go over it, but if you ever cross that wall, the fight will immediately begin. So you kind of have to be aware of it. Let's get some planes down. Recruit 12 for each adjacent military building. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw this bad boy here on the far left. And we're starting to see that we have some river possibilities for us to build up. So this is for plain or fields. Let's go ahead and put this guy here in the corner. Give him a little bit of strength. And then we're going to try and cover up these woods. There we go. All right, so now we have our water being built. Let's go ahead and try and slot that right in there. Is that the best? Is that the best call for me? It kind of feels like it's a good call. Yeah? Hang on, I'm thinking. I could just go for the bridge, which I think will fit a little bit more naturally. Let's do a bridge right in here. Perfect. There we go. We need a spot for the river to build, so I'm not going to put this down there. It looks like I might want to save this one. Let's save that one. Now, here's where I don't know if the situation is going to occur. If I build that waterway and I am touching the opponent, will they also get resources in an army? Let's find out. Start building this up. Okay, so we're building that up over time. We have our wood clear, which we don't want to use here because remember, I have a archer from the enemy team that if they turn into planes, they'll get more archers, so I don't want to build that up for them. Let's go ahead and save that for later if we can. Can we put this down now? Technically we can. We would have a hole in our defense, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm more interested in getting my waterway built up. So let's do that. We'll toss that bad boy down. Watchtower looking okay here. You know what? Maybe I want to put the watchtower here to fill this in nicely. Because I have a couple of waterways coming my way. Alright, let's do that. It's not amazing, but it's there for now. Slot my water in. Line exposed. Toss that down. We got a big-ass river going on. Lots of money coming in as well. Keeping the trees being built. I'm going to go ahead. Fuck. I think I'm going to commit to this wood clear. I feel like I kind of need to, right? Let's toss that in right there. Okay, so that clears out some wood. And that helps my watchtower get a little bit of firepower. Only problem with that watchtower is it is a really weird position, right? Okay, we got a siege camp, and we see a couple of military buildings coming in my way, so I want to try and build it around. Now I get the River King. We have water tiles. Yes, sir, TrikSlyr. We are in there. Okay. We're going to want to build these units on top of this. What I need is something to slot in over here on the far right. It's not looking too good for me, is it? Kind of a weird setup at the moment. I might have to put myself in a weird situation by putting some logs over here, which I don't really like, but it seems like the best option right now. Turns each adjacent force into a plane and recruit 4 each. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this guy down here on the bottom. Maybe? Okay, I think I can do this. Here we go. Then siege camp, put that right there. There we go. So that'll siege down those and keep them weak. Perfect. We finish up some lines, get some resources. Recruit 12 for each adjacent military building. So we kind of want to keep this by itself, if we can. We have a river castle coming in, which is going to be helpful. Let's go ahead and toss this bad boy right here on top. So that's an alarm tower. It'll grab 10 because it sees there's a military building to the very south and one to the east. Let's go ahead and toss this over here as well, I believe. Yes. Okay, we are committed to the River King. We are fully invested in water right now. Water is how we win this game, at least we think. Send 12 to each building adjacent to the river. So, this is where we're about to learn. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and connect this guy and see what happens. I don't think it did anything. Does that not count? It did not. I'm uninstalling. Hopefully we can come around for this. Oh, well, teaching lesson, huh? All right, corn goes up. We're looking okay in that regard. We're good. As long as we don't have any more buildings to deal with, we should be a-okay. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. We're hoping. Okay, so there's some more logs getting cut down. Turning into some more corn. We have grass here. I don't think that I can build up this water anymore. I think it's pretty dead, Jim. That's what I'm thinking. Let's slow this over here. Okay. Let's do that right here. All right. What's the best way to put this in? This way? Yeah, I don't think I can get more water built up. So I think we have the army that we have. Scary. Very scary. Okay, that gave him a guy. Feels bad about that. Maybe they go in at the end? That'd be really nice, wouldn't it? Okay, this looks over because he doesn't go over 30. So, our best bet is to try and fill this out if I can. And I don't really have a way to do that, so I think that's the end of the run. Okay, that's the end of the run. All right, so we will go into combat. Let's see if the pavilion worked. Okay, wall's been built up. We get 10 off of that, and let's fight. So, looks like this little building I had here maybe needs to be connected to the buildings itself, or it has to be on the river. Fascinating. I learned something. Let's see if we can get out of this combat with efficient fights. That's pretty much where we're at. So, we want to kill their archers first. Let's take their axemen. We kill that. Perfect. Axemen dead. We head over to the sword guys. Help them. Attack this. Run over here, grab our archers. Grab that. Fight them. Reinforce. Go fight these guys. Let's see if we have the numbers. And then we go to the wall. Let's see if we have enough. Now, just a reminder, if you lose, it comes out of your health bar in the top right corner. It's not fully game over. It's definitely not looking good for us. We took out their archers. All good. We have 30 left. We take out theirs. We head to the wall. And we lose by a total of 11, which means we take 11 damage straight to our health bar. Rough, but fair. We did make a mistake. So, let's go on to Act 2. Hopefully you guys are still with me. If you're enjoying, make sure to like and comment. Chat, of course, say hi if you're enjoying it as well. Invite them over. Bring over the YouTube guys. Okay, So we have our sawmill. I'm enjoying the water build. You've been seeing it. Let's go ahead and pick up more rivers. We are all in on the river life. So when you go into Act 2, it's going to be introducing a fourth resource, mountain. So you have to decide what you want to get rid of. And so far, forests haven't been really too helpful for us. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the forest. It is now removed. Great. So let's move forward. Over to the guild we go. We have a military building. We have things that give us gold or more units. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a military building. We're hoping for something water related. We do find recruit 10 for each adjacent mountain piece. Horse stable as well. Recruit 3 for each square between horse stable and the closest building in a row. I actually like horse stable very much. Let's go ahead and grab this. We have water and mountain over here and a little bit of trees and 50% grass over here. Let's go ahead and go to the hostile region. Let's move forward. And now we have to look at our deck and decide what we do want and what we don't want. We don't really need to clear wood anymore. Wood is dead. What we can do is hover over this and sell this away, and I will get a refund on what I spent to upgrade it, and I'll get the extra cash as well. So that's now gone. I don't think there's anything else that we had in our build that was woods related, so we're good in that regard, and now we can look into some upgrades. We do see your buildings turn random adjacent plains into fields, which has been great for my watchtower in particular. And my watchtower I probably want to upgrade soon, which I need 400 logs for, so let's keep an eye out for that. And to make logs, actually, we can do it through rivers. So let's go ahead and get our sawmill upgraded. We're going to upgrade it twice. It needs a minimum flow of 15, but then it will produce 8 for each connected river. We do have a little bit of weight available to us, but I'm not going to do anything here. Okay. Let's see. What do I have to fit into my deck? I just hit the start fight. Hopefully I didn't miss anything important. Actually, let me go ahead and reload the save. You can reload your last fight if you need to. And I'm not doing this to be a save scum. You can call me out if you want. But I'm doing it because I wanted to make sure that I got this correctly. So let's go ahead and clear out our wood clear once again. I'm going to do the exact same plays I did before. When you do restart it, it will not be the same seed, by the way. So you can't just, like, restart it and try to figure out the best way to fight. Let's do our upgrades real quick. There we go. Upgrade that. We wanted to upgrade our sawmill. We upgraded that twice. And then what else did I upgrade? It was this. I got this level 3, didn't I? Okay, cool. So that's now upgraded. Okay. Let's move over here and let's put our sawmill on the table. And then we have our horse stable as well. What's the best way for that? Siege camp. They do have 2, 4, 6. They have a couple of decks coming my way. They have a couple of siege camps, actually, which means I want to shove them into a corner. Mercenary camp and a prison. I may actually not want... I might just want my alarm tower here. Water, 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 siege camp. Yeah, I might just grab... What happens when I have a siege camp meet a siege camp? The alarm tower makes no sense because that will hurt them overall. Let's go ahead and get rid of that, I think. We'll get rid of the alarm camp, or alarm tower, and put it in the horse stable. Okay, ready. YouTubers, if you subscribe on Twitch as a tier 3 sub, Trick will send you a private video dressed as Wonder Woman. If that gets people here, maybe. Just maybe. Okay, siege camp. We want to try and keep this as far away from our normal fight as we can, so let's do that. There we go. We have our bridge built up and good to go. Let's go ahead and shove that bad boy in there. We're going to try and section this off with grass. Send 12 to each building adjacent to the connected river. It's to the connected river, so what does that mean? How does that work? I'm going to put that there and see. I'm wondering if I made a mistake last time, which is possible. Let's reserve our mountain for now. We're going to go ahead and get our sawmill. Minimum flow, produce 8 for each connected river. There we go. Shove him in there. There we go. So the building has to be on top of it and touching it. I see. So my production buildings, if I have them next to that, can get an army. Aha. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop our garrison down here. We can save our water. I think we have a couple of tools available to us here in the future, so let's try and play around those. Mountain. We'll plug this mountain in here right now. Just to get that going. I'm going to bring this rock straight down here. Perfect. Line has been explored. And then we want to keep building up our water if we can, right? Let's plug that in. Got the river castle coming in, but we can save that for later. Let's feed that over here. Watchtower, I think we can just don that straight on top of here, right? Boom, boom, boom. Let's plug that in. Okay. Put the water here. There we go. That makes more corn. That should be connected to the river. That puts 12 over there as well. Love to see it. We now have a prison. If an adjacent enemy building has more than 45, remove it all from the prison. Wait. So if I have 45, I can remove all the military from that. That's interesting. I don't think I'm going to have more than 45, though. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And then we're going to try and slot this bad boy right in here. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Water being built up. Logs coming in. And we are paying off. The River King is starting to look good. Love to see it. Gold coming in. All is well. We have the prison camp currently stuck in reserves, which you can't leave in there the entire time, by the way. You don't have to use that, which I thought was interesting. I kind of want to fit this in here, but it's not looking like I can use that, right? It's kind of a weird hole. I do have a siege camp coming, so I'm thinking, what if I put that here? Let's keep our water building up where we can. Okay, keep those going up. Big body of water. Keep the logs coming in. Yes, just printing money. Printing it. Love it. Okay, siege camp here. What happens when a siege camp fights a siege camp? Do they nullify each other? They do nullify each other, although his was stronger. That's a level 2. It's good to note. Let's get a farm down here. Plug that in. Get that going up, and then we're gonna build some grass on top of this here by slowly making our way in, and that'll make my archer stronger. Okay, life is looking good for us, some would say. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and try and do I have anything coming my way that I can utilize here that would be helpful to me? I think I'll put the horse stable there will be fine. I'm gonna put this here for now. Just try and get that out. Oh shit, that's not what I want to do. Oh, I hate that. I do kind of wish this game had an undo button. I really do. I think it would go a long way. Okay, so this is a horse stable. The horse stable is actually interesting. So you want to put it on the far on the sides as you can, and then have a building from the opponents looking at you. You will get more resources when you do that. So technically I want to have that on the full right. Ooh, river patrols get that stuff too. Okay, so River King is coming together. I'm feeling pretty good about the River King right now. Okay, let's go ahead and commit to this. Yeah, put that there. There's no undo button in life, so there's no undo buttons in games. You know what? That's fair. I can't argue with that logic. I'm just saying what helped my boomer ass. Okay, let's plug that in. The River King is looking good. I think the river is going to carry us here. So we have a couple of holes. We couldn't quite make the full Tetris, but we're looking pretty strong. And with the river coming all the way over, we grabbed 12 over there, and we're looking pretty good. So we get a multi-exploration, we get a lot of money, and the currency is just flooding in. And look at that. The horse stables are now available, and I think this is actually probably one of the better builds I've ever had, so you guys have lucked out. Okay, do remember, swords will beat axes, or beat archers, so let's build archers. We'll do that, and then we're going to head over and grab our archers. And then we'll grab these fellas. And we're going to go ahead and kill the 16, the 23, and then pick up our reinforcements. That's been cleaned up. Oh yeah, that's how it's done right there. Look at that. Can't go wrong. 80 army left over, which is an extra 80 gold. Okay, so we do need to find a way to start getting our mountain resources up, but I'm feeling pretty good overall. We found another river castle. We have a wheelbarrow. Gain 15 when exploring a single row. Gain +2 when exploring a field. Interesting. So exploring means doing the Tetris line. You do the Tetris line, you get all the resources. That's what exploring is. I think I'm going to build more river castles. I feel really good about the rivers. More rivers, man. Let's keep going. Guild time. Get a military building, production building, or works on planes. Let's do a production building. I do need something mountain related, if I can. Something that gives me mountain pieces. Harvest 20 field for each connected to a mountain. Gain 20 logs for each building in a row. In its row, so that's a carpenter. Or we can do a bridge and continue to get more gold and wood. Let's go with the bridge. I'm full water, man. I'm loving the water life. Wood depot, I think we're doing okay. We do have resources coming in. Gold depot is pretty good as well. I think I'm gonna go to the wood depot. Yeah, let's grab wood. Go ahead and take the free 200. I'm getting kind of low on HP. I actually don't know if you can recover that HP at all. Get a random military building or get a random military card with light units. Let's go with the military building card. We have our shipyard. We have range to recruit 10 archers for each production building in range. Or we can get a barracks. We do have that one device that's good on water, which allows for me to give everybody else resources. So let's use that to our advantage. What has a higher water card ratio? The peaceful region here. So that'll make the boss stronger, but maybe worth it. Let's move in. Okay. So let's see what we can upgrade here. And what can we get rid of? We have our siege camp. Siege camp might be the one I want to get rid of, actually. Let me look here. Let me see. If I get rid of the siege camp, I can mix in the river castle. Correct. And then the watchtower. Been pretty useful. I think I might want to get rid of the farm and the watchtower, honestly. And just run the bridge. Maybe. The only problem with that is I don't really have any axe ores being made. Yes, I do. Yeah, we can do that. We can get rid of the watchtower and the farm, I think, and run the bridge. Let's go full River King, man. Alarm tower. No enemies on this phase, so we are going to be having a free round. But that's okay. Good practice for us. Let's do some upgrades to work on production only during this. What can I upgrade? Army, gold, logs, I think is what I want to work on. Okay, so we got that set up. Our log is at 3. Let's go ahead and do our bridge. Get that upgraded. And then everything else. Garrison could be nice. Minimum flow. Yeah, it's all military. So maybe I just go into this round and just work on farming. Let's change out our build. I don't need these military fights. I just realized. Because we're going into a non-hostile environment. So I should use my time here to get as strong as I can resource-wise, right? Let's do that. Cool. So we got our farm built up, watchtower, good, siege camp, military base, river castle doesn't mean too much. Cool. Let's head in and try to get as strong as we can. Yeah? Ready. Okay. So, let's just build grass over here. Let's get our water built up. Sawmill. Lovely. Get that plugged right on in there. Build that up. We got a nice little mountain. Oh, looks like we have a river castle coming, so maybe we wait on that. Militia place. Recruit 10 for each production building in range. So if I put this here, perfect. Lovely. Put that there. And then if I put this here, that's a military. We keep building our water up as we go, right? Do 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 do. We have an L shape coming our way. Dude, I bet like Tetris players are insane at this game. Straight up. I bet they crush. Okay, get that water connected. That's good. Let's keep our planes going like crazy if we can. Plug that in. Got a farm coming in relatively soon here. So definitely want to use that if we can. I think I might do it this way. Just do that. Put these over here for now, and then tuck my farm in right here. Best option is probably this, right? Hang on. If I do this, and I put that down, can I slot other things in? I think I was committed to this farm over here. Let that build what it can. Give us some nice wheat, and we're happy that it gave it to us. This plentiful bounty. Keep building our water up. Hey, more corn. Lovely. Okay. Alarm tower doesn't really do too much right now. We're not fighting against the military, so I'm just gonna get rid of that up here. Toss it down to an interesting spot. Slot that here, and there's the water piece we were looking for. I was kind of hoping for a production piece, but you know, it's good enough. I don't hate it. There's another production video we were looking for. Okay, so we want to try and save what we can to get that going. Put that rock up there. And then this guy needs to actually stay here. I think I'm going to go ahead and put my rock up here at the top. Slot him in. Perfect. So yeah, anything touching the water will get built up. That is so cool. Or I might be able to fight the second boss. I'll be honest with you, I haven't fought the second boss and succeeded. Yet. You've never been good at Tetris? Tetris is hard, man. I actually did not ever play Tetris until Tetris 99 came out on the Switch. Dude. There are so many people that are so good at Tetris. Also, that is the first game that mirrored the amount of backseating that I experienced in MOBAs. I didn't know it was possible. I will not lie to you. I was so surprised. So I kind of like the pace of this game, you know? I can think a little bit before I commit to things. Like right now, I'm not going to do that, actually. Let's switch this out. Bring this over here. No! I wanted to spin it, and I hit up! Fuck. That's a tilter. That's a tilter, bro. That's a tilter. But I think we're looking really good on the resources. Like, we're going to have a lot of upgrades. I don't know, chat. Oh, we might be able to win this. All the way, dude. Straight up. There might be some potential hope, if you will. What's the best way to do this? Like that? That feels pretty bad, doesn't it? I have a lot of holes. I wonder if they have cards that you're rewarded for having holes. Oh, I guess building a military is good here too, because you get to build some money, right? Well done! Thank you. Okay, so we had our resource land, things went well. Stone Fortress, record 7 for each mountain piece aligned with it. Carpenter gives you a log. Let's get to Stone Fortress. I have a lot of like squares that are currently in my build, which I think is pretty nifty. Boss damage goes up. This one has a lot of grass on the side. I can make it work. I have so much water. We're chilling, bro. Let's go fight. I want to make sure the boss isn't too strong. Okay, so let's consider what we need to get rid of, huh? We have militia base. We have alarm towers. Which I might be able to get rid of the alarm tower here. I like the alarm tower, but I don't think I need it. Let's get the river castle. And then let's get our upgrades out, yeah? So, militia base. Okay, let's get that leveled up. Production buildings, bridge. What do I need? I need more wheat. My wheat is very low at the moment. Sawmill. I'm literally full River King, which is probably not the call right now, chat. To be honest with you. Let's get rid of one of these river castles, and let's get a watchtower in. Yeah? Let's get rid of that thing. Watchtower, which will give me a little bit of firepower with my farm. And I can't upgrade anything else, right? Everything is looking good. Yes, it is. Let's start. Here we go. Okay, time to build the water. Okay, put that down over here. Watchtower reserved for later on. Our grass is coming in. Let's put some grass right here. That should be fine. Recruit 6 for each adjacent plane. Don't like that. We can put this here for now. I'm gonna put my water right here to make a bridge come up. Okay. Recruit 15 for each enemy military building aligned with it. Puke. Hate that for us. Let's toss that over here. We're gonna put our farm here on the top. Okay. Mercenary camp. Garrison 22. Huge. We're gonna pass on that for now. Let's throw our watchtower right here, I think. Lovely. We're gonna grab our guard, which is coming next. We're gonna slot that in right here. Perfect. Okay, grass. Let's build our grass. Okay, let's build that there. More grass here. Beautiful. Paying off so far. Mercenary camp we're still chilling on. Here we can turn this into a field if we would like. Let's do that. Okay. Militia base. Recruit 15 make for each production building in range. Okay, so I think I actually want to save that. So I actually might throw this military down. Oh god. Is this a bad call? Surely it's not that bad of a call, right? Can't be that bad of a call. Let's put that there. Put him at the top. Okay, slot that in. We need more rivers to be built up. We will get there. And then this can go here. Production building in the range. There we go. Okay, mountain time. Plug that there, I guess. I need my other water. Okay. Listen, it looks weird, chat, but if you don't look at it too long, it's fine. Trust me. Alright, sawmill. Produce. There we go. Sawmill out here cooking. Trust. Okay. What's my best bet on this? Put it right here? Yes. Plug that in there. I know it looks like it doesn't work, but I got this. Trust me. Trust in the TrikSlyr. I know you all do. I know you all have. That's why you're here, right? You believe in what I bring to the firepower? Okay. Okay, let's bring this guy in. Plug him in there. Boom. Look at all that payout. Nail the river. The River King succeeds once again. As we do. Although I don't know if this building in the middle is working for me. Actually, to be honest with you. Alright, so let's plug that in. That is not right. Ooh, that's awkward. Shipyard. What do you do? How do you look? Bad. If I put you like this, is that okay? For each export reset, just in the grid bidder. Perfect. Why did he get to touch water? Oh, because the border touches it. What? Does the left to right? Does it go all the way around? Is it like Pac-Man? Did I just get Pac-Man'd? Oh no. Oh no. That's not good. Dude. Dude. I kind of want to restart, but I'm not going to save scum. I'm not going to do it. I will deal with my ramifications. I will. When you fuck up, we live the road out here. It is what it is. Fuck me, dude. Can I win this? Is it possible? He has Axeman. Archers beat Axeman. Maybe winnable, actually. Maybe. I don't know. Take that shot. Come grab sword. Work on that. I think we're dead, dude. We're so fucked. We're gonna take so much damage here. Alright, archers went okay. We're at 14. We lose hard. We lose. Alright, guys. If you enjoyed watching this game, I fucking love playing it. I think it's so enjoyable. Do me a favor. Comment below if you want to see more. I'm probably going to record one more video after this, to be honest with you. And then I will have 2 lined up. But if you want to see more, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time.